Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and I am a day late. I will admit it. It is Wednesday. I should have done this Tuesday. Someone called out, and I had to get to work earlier, and so it's going to be harder for me to make the legendary guides. I'm probably going to do it over a couple days, simply because starting next week, someone is going off on leave, and I'm going to have to be coming in again, leaving for work again very early Tuesday morning, so it's going to be really tight. It takes at least an hour to do the legendary weapon guide, and somebody asked me to do the legendary armor guide, so we'll try to do that. Now, I did do Challenge of the Elders. I did upload a video of that. As an add to that, the Supra, by the way, is a minigun. The tech Supra is a minigun. I mentioned the Supra, and I was like, is it a machine gun? No, it's a minigun. According to this, it's a tri-barrel, it's a tri-barrel, no, I have the wrong one up. It's a tri-barrel laser minigun. Anyway, that aside, this week in Original Destiny, we have, like I said, I have the Challenge of the Elder Bosses, and we have Omnigul, so let's see what is going on. First off, for Crucible, we have Mayhem Rumble, because it's a free-for-all chaotic insanity. I mean, I just enjoy Rumble for the sake of Rumble. Not Rumble, I mean Mayhem. I just enjoy Mayhem for, it's like, unless you have bounties, Mayhem is just insanity and chaos for fun. I mean, like it says, embrace the chaos, greatly increased ability, recharge rates, faster special weapon, and heavy ammo spawns, no respawn delay, and scoring values multiples of 10. By the way, this is if you do one of these rounds. So somebody pointed out in the comments to another video about Treasure of Ages. Treasure of Ages boxes are where you get the silver dust and ornaments that you can then dismantle into silver dust. So if you do one round of Mayhem Rumble, if you manage to get into it, you will get a Treasure of Ages box and 10 legendary marks. You could get one for, see here. So you could get one for weekly story playlist, one for Siva Crisis Heroic. So you could get up to 3 a week of the Treasure of Ages boxes if you do all the weekly stuff. So first off, Mayhem Rumble. Second, we have the weekly story playlist, which is one of those things I'm really annoyed they've taken out of out of Destiny 2. We have one of my favorites too, Iron Lords. That means the Rise of Iron. You will be doing story missions from Rise of Iron. The modifiers are heroic. It's always going to be heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Then you have Arc Burn. Arc damage from any source is greatly increased. So, you know, something like, oh, Zalo Supercell, my baby. I love you, Zalo. And finally, Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. The weekly story playlist is the best way to farm legendary marks. So every time you do a story play, up to 5 times. So the first time you do a story playlist mission, you'll get a Treasure of Ages box, and you will get 20 legendary marks. If you do it an additional 4 times, each time you'll get a minimum of 20 legendary marks. You could get up to 35. It's because, from what I remember someone saying on YouTube a while back, they have kept, so before the weekly story playlist, it was a daily story mission, and that you got 15 legendary marks. So sometimes it will cross over where the weekly mission and the story are the same, and you'll end up with 35. I just remind people all the time, you can only carry 200 legendary marks. That's important, because once you reach 200, even if you earn more, you won't get them. It stops at 200, so that's important. So I'm at 82, so I can do as many, do this and be perfectly fine. So that's the weekly story playlist. Next, we have the Siva Crisis Heroic, which I did this weekend, and I was matched with people. I was surprised, but every time I keep thinking, won't get matched. No, I get matched with people during strikes. And in fact, we did the Rise of Iron strike with the Ogre and the crazy Siva Priest that shoots you with, he cuts the Ogre's eye and shoots you. That's like, the Ogre is so annoying. But yeah, I did Siva Crisis Heroic, and I got matched with people. So you might, it depends, I guess, what time, but you'll probably get matched with people. So the modifiers are heroic. It's always going to be heroic. Then you have Void Burn. Void damage from any sources increase. So you do not want to get that strike, the one with the Ogre and the Priest, because they do a lot of void damage. I remember doing that, getting that as a strike, And people would just rotate out because everyone was dying from the constant void attacks. Then you have Juggler, no ammo drops for your equipped weapon, which is a good and a bad. On the negative side, you have to constantly be rotating your weapons. On the good side, I have noticed, and I've said this before, you will get more heavy ammo. See, if you're using your primary weapon, you will not get primary ammo. So instead, you will get secondary ammo and heavy ammo. This is, so I have noticed, at least me, when Juggler's in effect, I get more heavy ammo drops. If you do your secondary, on the other hand, you will get heavy and primary, so it's not going to be the same as, since you get a lot of primary. I don't know. I just noticed that you have a better chance of getting heavy ammo with Juggler in effect. Then finally have Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Let me know in the comments below, is it just me? I like the strikes from original Destiny a lot more than Destiny 2, though I'm just annoyed that they brought strikes from Destiny into Destiny 2, but they brought the pre-Siva versions, which is like you've completely neglected Rise of Iron. So you have Sepix Prime, not Sepix Perfected, which is like Rise of Iron. I mean, even the Cosmodrome in Destiny 2 is pre-Rise of Iron. It's like, but Rise of Iron was one of my favorite DLC. So I'm annoyed by that. You can't retcon Rise of Iron. It's just because you could literally go back into Destiny 1. What are you going to do? You're going to remove it from Destiny 1? You're going to vault Rise of Iron, Bungie? Because you already vaulted a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, Siva Crisis Heroic, you probably will be matched. Finally, next you have the weekly Nightfall Strike. The weekly Nightfall Strike is Omnigul. I have to solo this because Omnigul pisses me off between the farts and the screeching. It really pisses me off. And I have never soloed Omnigul, and I have to solo Omnigul. So what do we have? We have Epic, so heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Then you have Juggler, no ammo drops for your equipped weapon, which, like I said, is great for getting extra heavy ammo. Then you have Grounded, players take more damage while airborne, so keep your feet on the ground. Match game. Now, if I recall, Omnigul herself is Arc, because I remember dealing with that. Enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. This is a pain in the rear to deal with. And finally, Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. That seems to be a common this week. Everything is because it's also in Challenge of the Elders. So it is Omnigul. I definitely owe her a visit solo. Keep in mind to pick up the bounties from Zavala. I'm constantly reminding people of this. Every week, Zavala has 3 weekly bounties for the Nightfall. You can do them once each per character. It is a weekly bounty. You need to pick them up from Zavala. In addition, there are bounties at the bounty board for the Nightfall, but they're not weekly. It's just the ones with Zavala that are weekly. So the problem is, you forget to pick them up from Zavala. So you have to go to Zavala and pick them up. Though I feel like maybe they are weekly, the ones on the bounty board. Correct me if I'm wrong. My brain is freezing at the moment. I have to get to work. Next, you have Challenge of the Elders, which I just uploaded a video of me soloing it. This week, Challenge of the Elders is awesome because it is precision kill bonus and no Val Araun. Cabal strategist Val Araun. I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate him with a passion. I mean, yeah, it is exposure, but it's still no Val Araun. So first off, the modifiers for Challenge of the Elders are Catapult, which you don't want to use it. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. I mean, I guess if you want to lower your enemy's health slightly, if possible, but you really don't want to get grenade kills because precision kill bonus and exposure, which is why they had Red Death. I told you to pick up Red Death. I said it. How many times have I said pick up Red Death? If you haven't picked up Red Death, entirely on you. It's come up multiple times. Exposure, the best weapon to use against exposure is Red Death. Each kill heals you and speeds up reloads. In addition, I've always mentioned this when it comes to the Hunter and precision kills. Knife Juggler. Precision kills with throwing knife immediately resets its cooldown. That means if you get precision kill after precision kill, your knife will automatically, the cooldown will reset. So you can just keep going precision kill after precision kill. And in Challenge of the Elders, if you get a knife kill that is a precision kill, you get melee points and precision points, and you will get the bonus precision points. So you will get a lot of points by doing knife juggler throws. So this is something I would constantly recommend, because this is great, because you're getting melee kill and precision kill at the same time. Now, I actually managed to get 30,000 on my first run. There's my card, 34,820. Your goal, in case you've forgotten, is to get at least 30,000 points in a single run. And then over multiple runs, it doesn't matter how many, get 90,000 points to complete the card. So if you get 30,000 points, Varix will give you a weapon. I haven't gone to pick mine up yet, but he has a weapon for me. And if you get 90,000 and complete the card, he will give you a piece of armor. And he has some pretty cool armor, so... the bosses for Challenge of the Elders are Vex, so like the Minotaur. In the middle, the Vex, so it's not Taken Vex. The second boss is Psylocke the Defiled, aka Taken Hive. So this is Psylocke, the guy who shoots liquid flame everywhere and has all those girlfriends screeching at you because Psylocke the Defiled. And finally, the third one is Pilot Servitor of a War-Wrecked Fallen Catch. So that would be Fallen. Just keep in mind with the Fallen to be careful of the Vandals and his bombs, the grenades that he drops, okay? Because those things, the one death I got, which, by the way, the Pilot Servitor of a War-Wrecked Fallen Catch is ridiculously easy. I joked while I was running it solo that even Viso could beat the Pilot Servitor easily. It's just he hides sometimes, and he will suddenly appear behind you and start dropping those bombs. And those bombs can one-shot kill you. So what killed me was I got into a corner, and and, well, not a quarter. I had like two Vandals on one side, and he suddenly appeared and dropped his grenade. So it was the grenade that got me. But I'm trying to get back onto the game so I could at least find out what the raid is. I'm trying to remember what was last week. But come on. All right, here we go. So that is Challenge of the Elders. As you can see, I did complete it. That's how you know that I completed it. It's got the filled in blue. And then finally, the raid is Heroic, Templar Challenge, and Atheon Challenge. That would mean it is Vault of Glass. Let me know in the comments, do you prefer Vault of Glass from Destiny 2 or Original Destiny? Anyway, I will work on, if I don't have enough time today, at least right now, on a legendary armor, a legendary weapon, and see if there are any tips and tricks for the gunsmiths, because sometimes it's just pretty obvious, but sometimes there are little tips and tricks that you can do to make it a lot easier. So I mean, if it says kill Hive, just go and kill Hive. But for example, like I showed with the double kill, you could do that with Crota's End. A lot of people don't know that. They assume that Crota's End does not work for weaponsmith tests, Banshee's weapon tests. However, certain weapon tests do work in Crota's End. Not all of them. So, for example, Hive kills will not work in Crota's End. But, for some reason, double kills will work. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the tower. Destiny is awesome.